Here we go. Night falls on the city of Ravnica, and the air is abuzz with restless energy. Today is the last day of the month of Grieve. Tomorrow marks the 1st of Zune, and with it the festival of the Guildpact. Citizens whisper excitedly to one another, reflecting on their good fortune to have been born in the era of this momentous occasion. 10,000 years. Azor's wondrous creation, the Guildpact, has maintained peace and harmony in the city for 10,000 years. Its subtle magic has become as vital to the city's residents as the air they breathe. Few can explain the details of its mysterious function, but none can argue with its results. The 9 guilds of Ravnica, whose endless warring threatened to raze the whole city to the ground, have instead been wrestled into cooperation. None have been able to gain more than a temporary supremacy over the others, not through strength of arms, outlandish wealth, or superlative magics. Each guild thrives at their allotted purpose, and is thwarted in their attempts to interfere with their rivals. But that doesn't stop them from trying. In the streets of the 10th District, natives mingle with privileged tourists from all reaches of the city, spending exorbitant amounts to travel for this once-in-a-lifetime celebration. In the back rooms, members of every guild huddle with their compatriots, plotting how to use the festival to advance their guild's interests and expand their personal wealth and power. In the guild halls, each guild's leaders obsess over the particulars of their festival event. This is their opportunity to demonstrate the majesty of their organization and to win the allegiance and support of those not already beholden to their guild's aims. And in the streets of Plaza East, an anxious young woman in a wrinkled surcoat crumples the piece of paper in her hands and fights the urge to scream. Vitu-Ghazi. The massive trees' barren branches cast ominous shadows over nearby buildings, illuminated by the red-orange rays of the setting sun. The ancient oak has stood here since time immemorial. The Selesnians believe that it has existed since the world of Ravnica began, and will remain until the sun falls from the heavens and extinguishes Ravnica entire. Deep within the tree resides Mat Selesnia. The Selesnians call her World Soul and worship her as a goddess. She leads the Selesnian conclave, her will made known to her followers through the chorus of the conclave, the many dryads of Vitu-Ghazi. Few on Ravnica, even among her own guild, can truly say that they have laid eyes upon her. But all Selesnians profess to be guided by her voice and her teachings. Beneath the swaying branches, a young Loxodon closes his eyes and imagines he can hear the whispers of the world soul, a plaintive yearning for spring at the end of a long, cold winter. Helio, you find your reverie interrupted by the unfamiliar sound of your native tongue.
What?
Greetings, brother. Happy Festival's Eve.
Hello, friend. Hello.
Are you excited? Go ahead.
Oh, might you want to join me? Have a seat? Have a smoke?
I have but a moment, but I could join you for a few. He takes a seat beside you.
Helio rummages in his pockets, finds a nice clean pipe, packs a bowl for him, and hands it over.
He accepts with a gracious nod. Thank you, my brother.
You are most welcome.
Do you have any plans this fine evening? The city is abuzz with excitement.
Mayhaps I could wander a bit. I want to see the sights, enjoy, think of times that were better for me. But I'm happy to explore.
Better for you. Things can't be so bad. You're here in the safety of Vitu-Ghazi.
But the spirits of the past linger ever on.
That they do. And not in the creepy Orzhov way, but in the healthy Selesnyan way.
Please do not speak of the Orzhov in my presence.
I understand, brother. Are you excited for the arrival of Saint Bayul? It's been 2 decades since his last pilgrimage to the Great Tree.
Do I know who Saint Bayul is?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Make either a history or a religion check. Your choice.
Let's see what I got here. History or religion? I have +0 in both.
Oh, well then it's 50-50, huh?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, not bad. 15.
Not bad, not bad. So, you are familiar with the name Saint Bayul. He is an elderly Loxodon. He travels from Vernati to Vernati. Those are, for those of you who don't know, the Vernati are the communes that the Selesnyans live in. They are usually rooted around a big tree, just like Vitu-Ghazi, although no other trees in Ravnica are nearly this large. But those trees all have dryads in them that typically belong to the Selesnyan Combine, and so the communities of the Selesnyans are wrapped around them sort of as a protective shield and communal living space. Saint Bayul travels between them. He preaches about the virtues of Selesnya to those around him. He carries a green gem that's embedded in his forehead, and it lets him communicate directly with the dryads of Vitu-Ghazi.
Sorry, can you spell it? Can you spell his name really quick so I can...
Saint Bayul. The image I shared, I guess, doesn't have a label, so I will spell it in chat. There we go.
Alright, cool. Yes, I am quite excited to seek Saint Bayul's wisdom. Maybe he'll know how to quell my troubled soul.
Our people are becoming more and more rare in these parts, my brother.
Indeed, but for those of us here, sometimes this is the only place we have left.
Wisely spoken. My apologies, brother. I am due to meet with Sister Amara about the convocation. Perhaps we will see each other tomorrow.
Of course. I will find you there.
The Loxodon bows his head slightly, while raising his trunk in the traditional farewell gesture of your people.
I return the gesture.
Slowly he shuffles towards one of the many entrances to the city tree.
What a good fellow. And Helio goes back to smoking and then laying back down on the grass.
And after a few minutes of doing that, could you give me a perception check?
Sure. Let's see, where is my perception? Perception. Why can't I find perception right now? Ah, here we go. Was that a 20 or is that a 14? I can't see.
That is a 14.
Alright, so 17.
You get an uncomfortable feeling behind your floppy ears, like an itch you can't seem to scratch. Someone or something is approaching you from behind.
I sit up and look behind me.
You turn just in time to see a figure jumping at you, as if trying to jump on your back, but because you spun around, he just sort of like bounces off your shoulder and falls to the ground.
Oh, friend. Ah, trying to get the jump on me.
Oh, that I thought for sure that would work. You looked like you were completely gone.
I may be gone, but I still got my wits about me.
What wits are left?
Too true. Too true.
Bro, you will never guess where we're going tonight. Go on, try. He punches you in the arm, like full force punches you in the arm, because he knows you won't even feel it.
Yeah,
And
I barely feel it.
he get like a look of surprise comes over his face as he shakes his hand. He's done this countless times before, but he hasn't learned.
You have an idea for us to go somewhere during the festival? I suppose I could be convinced. Where are we going?
I got us 2 tickets to Pivlicino's. It is going to be so hype tonight. None of that boring demon shit. They're holding a prize fight, and we're going to be there.
Prize fight? Sure. Man, I bet I can find some customers in the crowd there. Let's go. Let's do it.
Awesome. We got a couple hours until things get started. Long enough for you to show me some of that new shit you've been working on. He kind of holds his fingers up to his mouth and goes, puffs a little.
You want to see the special crop? All right, let's.
Yeah. And then I got something to show you too. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, so I rummage through my pockets, find a small little jar. Just a few nugs in there, just a couple. All right, let's try this out.
All right, the two of you head off into the distance. The voice of Matt Selesnya already fading from your memory.
Nice.
Now, a moment. Griffin Heights. Many of the city's wealthiest residents live here, in one of the few neighborhoods where the estates are large and architecturally separate. In one opulent mansion, a young half-elf sits on the floor of her bedroom, trying to pretend she can't hear the voice calling out her name. Annika!
Oh hum, oh hum.
Annika, the voice calling your name has only gotten louder.
She straightens up and shoves a box of little carved tokens under her bed and stomps down the hallway, stopping to snag a stack of mail 3 inches high from a table where it's been waiting all day long.
You walk down the steps into the estate's master bedroom, located in the building's extensive basement.
Yes, Uncle?
The owner of the estate, a vampire named Fabio Enizescu, is sitting upright in his bedclothes from within his coffin. There you are, Annika! I've been sending to you with my mental energy for 30 minutes! You know I don't like having to call you with my voice like some cemetery yodeler.
Uncle, we've talked about this. It doesn't work.
If you can't hear my thoughts, then you're just not listening hard enough. I am a vampire, and vampires can summon their subjects with their thoughts. Do better next time.
Okay. okay. Right. You have mail.
Yeah, where's my correspondence? He holds out his hand expectantly.
She holds it and kind of gingerly sets all of it awkwardly on his one outstretched hand. The pile leans to one side.
Yeah, he drops about half of it as he pulls it back towards himself. He starts looking at it. He says, "Let's see, Ravnica Herald. I'll look at that later. Bill, another bill. Look, just give these directly to Simon next time. Formal
Monica
invitation.
starts
Yeah, go ahead.
picking up things off the floor and piling them in a stack awkwardly in the corner of the coffin.
Formal invitation to the Eternal Gala. Aha! A letter from Pivlik. He tears it open with sharp fingernails, eyes scanning back and forth. Cordially invited, Festival's Eve, 9 p.m., Dane, return engagement, Sludge the Silencer? Never heard of him. Open betting? Fabio gets a wistful look in his eye as he turns in your direction. Annika, we must attend this. How many days until Festival's Eve?
0.
0? It's tonight? No. That simply won't do. Can you ask them to push it back a day or two?
Sure. We'll just, go tomorrow night and see if there's anything happening. That'll be fine. I'm fine with that.
You think they'll push it back for us?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That would be very rude to Pivlik, though. Fine.
Oh, no, it'll work.
It'll work?
I don't want to miss the show any more than you do, but, we can
No, you don't. You very much want to see the show, don't you? I can hear it in your voice. Fine. Tell Megara that she will be joining me at Pivlicino's tonight, and you'll be coming too. Do try to look professional. No need to be slipping into any back rooms. Pivlik is a trusted friend.
But what would you need me for? I could stay home and alphabetize the bills.
Nonsense. Of course, I will need you to attend to us while we're there.
Oh, okay.
Imagine the place will probably be very busy, and I don't want to have to wait for someone to show up anytime I need something.
Okay.
Also, set out my dinner suit, the one with the brocade, and gather my purse from Simon.
He's gonna want to come.
That's why I said just gather my purse from him. Fabio gets an avaricious glint in his eye, one you've come to recognize as a prelude to disaster.
Okay, I'm glad you're asking for Megara. It's her turn tonight.
It is. I know she's been waiting. Now go. He shoos you towards the door.
Okay. Annika slips out the door, shutting it perhaps slightly more firmly than necessary, giving the knob a bit of a unnecessary twist as well.
Just after you leave the room and start back up the steps, you hear Fabio calling out your name. Annika!
She turns around and scurries back, flinging the door open and sticking one head inside. Yes, Uncle, with a great big smile on her face.
I need you to take a letter. He claps his hands expectantly, waiting for you to be ready.
She stares at him. Where?
Oh, I mean, I need you to write down a letter that I'm about to dictate to you.
Oh, okay. Shuffling among her pockets. Let me take notes and I'll copy it down on the formal paper.
Yes, that's right. I wouldn't
Here.
want you to get any of the words wrong.
Okay. So she pulls out a pencil in her notebook and starts to scribble.
To my dear friend Tomic Vrona, I, Fabio and Izescu, humbly request your company tonight at Pivlicino's, where we can take in the entertainment and discuss matters of great import.
Okay. Got that?
That's all. That's all. Sign it for me, and then get it to Tomic, and you can join us at Pivlicino's afterwards.
Does he know that you're inviting him to Pivlicino?
That's what the letter is for.
Gotcha. Okay. I hope he's home.
Oh, he'll probably be at Prov. He's been arguing a case before the High Court. If you can't find him there, you can try his home in Whitestone. Now move!
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, okay. Annika scurries off, muttering to herself and wringing her hands.
So where do you want to start?
She's going to make a quick, fair copy of the scribbles from her notebook on the extremely expensive watermarked paper in the cabinet upstairs. Fold it up and summon the carriage for a quick ride to Prav.
Fabio would be disappointed that you ignored his other instructions.
Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. Megara. I almost forgot. Knock. Megara.
You find your way to Megara's chambers on the uppermost level of the house. You had to go up many flights of steps to get there. Her door is closed, and as you knock on it, she calls out hopefully, "Fabio?"
No, it's me.
Oh, it's just you. Come in.
Yeah. I come in, her eyes sort of half closed, not sure.
Megara is lounging here in a slip and stockings on a burgundy divan, settled against the far wall of the room. She's holding a deck of playing cards, periodically flicking one towards the footboard of an elaborate canopy bed. Judging by the pile of dinged-up cards, she's been at this for a while. "What do you want?" she sneers.
Well, Uncle wants you at Pivlicino's tonight. He's wearing his brocade dinner evening suit.
She perks up a little. She says, "Finally! I thought I'd be sitting here the whole festival." She gestures towards an adjoining room. "Go draw me a hot bath."
No. I have other things to do right now. He wants you to match.
She's stopped paying attention to you. She walks her way over to the entrance to a closet, stripping off her clothing as she goes and looking inside for what outfit she wants to wear. I don't think she remembers that you're there.
It's dusk. She just leaves, shaking her head.
Anyone else you need to talk to before you go?
Drop in and visit Simon. Hey, Simon.
As expected, you find Simon sitting in Fabio's study. He's got a quill in his hand, ledger books on the desk in front of him. His face is pinched into a permanent look of annoyance.
Hey, Uncle wants some money.
A shopping trip, I assume? He spent most of his monthly allowance on that hideous painting of an Indrik. Here's what's left. 50 gold. He tosses you a small pouch.
Okay, yeah, he's going to Pivlicino's.
Pivlicino's?
Yeah.
He owns part of Pivlicino's. Why would he need money to go to Pivlicino's?
Oh, he definitely, has something he wants to do there. You know, he has a big pile of bills in his room that he wants you to get and deal with. They're in his room in the coffin.
What's the money for, Annika?
I don't know. You have to ask.
This wouldn't have anything to do with the fight that's happening tonight, would it?
Is it really a fight?
Well, probably not. I hear one of them's a nobody, and he'll probably go down quickly. But regardless, if Fabio is going to Pivlicino's tonight, I'm going to. End of discussion.
I think there's not enough room in the carriage. I'm taking the carriage now. Actually, there's guests.
He turns his attention back to the figures in the ledger, one hand reaching up to massage his temple.
Midnight. It's at midnight. I gotta go.
He doesn't look like he believes you. Alright, off you go out to the carriage, and you start heading your way towards nearby Prov, carrying the invitations for Tomek.
She hangs the purse on the door to Fabio's bedroom before she goes, on the doorknob that she wrenched at before
Very good.
leaving. Slipping a couple of coins out before she does so.
Oh, okay. You can add 2 gold pieces to your character sheet.
Oh, excellent.
No one appears to have noticed them go missing. No one appears to pay much attention to you at all. The Trans-Guild Promenade. It runs directly through the heart of the 10th District, connecting most of the surface guild halls. Sunhome, Nivix, Vitu-Gazi, Orzova, Prov, they all sit on or near this road. The promenade also travels past the embassy of the Guildpact, where representatives from every guild meet to air their grievances and negotiate the peaceful settlement of disputes. Lined with markets and parks, the promenade is the most important street in all of Ravnica, and one of the best protected and best maintained. And as the Enizescu carriage travels down this road, it goes past a young woman. She's slouching against the weather-worn stone of the embassy and staring at a patrol of Selesnian Ledevs. She trying to shake off the bitter memories from her past. Sloane, it's been 3 weeks since you came to the 10th District looking for your mark, a con man named Nico Sevchik. 3 long, fruitless weeks without a single trace of him. You're beginning to wonder if the tip that led you here was genuine, or just another dead end. And your employer is beginning to wonder whether he made a mistake contracting you for this job. But you've always been able to figure out a way to get your mark, and you've always worked well with local law enforcement. They are known as Wojeks, an organization of constables within the Boros Legion that fight crime in the city, or at least they try to. You've got a pretty good rapport with one of them, a veteran Wojek by the name of Agris Kos. You know he's supposed to be on patrol somewhere near the embassy at this time of day. If they didn't change his assignment, that is. His bosses don't exactly contact you whenever they update their schedules. You'll have to go looking for him.
Geez, where is this guy?
The embassy, the area around the embassy, which is also known as Gateway Plaza, is very full of people. You're not used to seeing this many people here in the 10th District, but it's no surprise. With the festival almost underway, people have been filtering in for days.
This damn festival has made it from searching for a needle in one haystack to searching for a needle in a whole field of haystacks.
Pretty much. You think it's entirely likely that Nico has managed to blend in with everybody who was joining the district over the last couple of weeks. You're not used to it taking this long to track down the person that you're looking for. Here, you don't see any real sign of Agris, but you can make an investigation check to explore the plaza and see if you find anything useful. So in order to do this, you need your character sheet. You should be able to click the word investigation, I think, and it will roll for you on the tabletop.
Okay.
It might ask if you want like to roll with advantage or disadvantage.
Oh yeah, so just a normal roll.
Just normal roll.
A normal roll.
Which is a great roll.
So the roll was a 5, but what was the modified number? Sorry, I have this journal blocking my view.
I have a +1.
Okay.
Yeah, +1.
Hang on. This should... Okay, there. I can see the roll results now.
Yeah, it's in the chat log.
Yeah, I just had the journal covering my screen. I didn't see that, so I've changed that. So you spend several minutes wandering out on the Gateway Plaza. It's definitely getting dark here now, and there's no sign of Agris. But you do spot someone that you recognize. It's rare to see an actual Firemane angel walking the streets of Ravnica. When they're not out on a mission, the angels mostly remain in their home, the great floating fortress known as the Parhelion, which is usually found anchored to Sunhome, the Boros Guildhall. But even more noteworthy about this angel is that her 4 wings have all been bound tightly to her back, rendering her incapable of flying. That means she could only be one angel, Feather, the partner of Agris Kos.
Sorry, one second. So I know her because of this?
You recognize her. You've seen her with Agris Kos when you've gone to speak with him before. You never really, gotten to know her well. She doesn't tend to talk very much.
Okay. Hi, excuse me. Feather, I have a question. Have you seen Agris around? Do you know where he is tonight?
Feather doesn't really glance your way or acknowledge you at all, but you see that she is there with another Wojek. His epaulets indicate that he bears the rank of Sergeant, one of the most junior officers. And he responds to you in Feather's place. You're looking for Agris? You're in the wrong place, lass.
Oh, is that so? Yeah, I've been looking for him all evening, and he hasn't. I haven't seen him around. Do you know where he happens to be?
Why would he walk his beat when there's so much drinking to be done? Best start checking all the bars in the 10th.
Lovely.
There's a lot of them.
You don't have any idea of a good bar to start with, a spot that he frequents often?
Make a persuasion check, please. He doesn't seem particularly inclined to help you out at this time.
Hey, tell me what bar he's at.
You get the sense that he's rather annoyed at Agris for kind of leaving him in a lurch here. So I think what you just did would be more of an intimidation check, and you are welcome to do that as well. Please roll for that. No, 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 no. I'm
That
sure
was
it'll be
just my
fine.
bad-
I'm
my
sure it'll be
bad
fine. Give me an
persuasion.
intimidation roll, please.
Yeah, Dutch, try to roll at least a 10 on this one. Please. There you go.
Hey, I said, what bars do you think I can start at?
He turns back to you, and you see he's got a big grin on his face as you get right up in front of it. He sort of like steps forward and puffs out his chest a little bit, like getting right up next to you, and kind of like stares down into your eyes, but he notices that you're not backing down like most people might in this scenario. So he just chuckles. He looks back at Feather and then he looks back at you and says, "Listen, lass, I can't tell you where he is right now, but I can tell you where he's gonna be. A group of us went in on a table for the big fight tonight at Pivlicino's. Precinct 6. If he's alive, he'll be there. I'd bet on it."
Thank you. Now, is that so hard?
Don't push it.
Fine. Thank you.
So you travel through the city a lot, so you're not as fully familiar with the 10th district. You know you've heard the name Pivlicino's before. Can you give me a history roll to see what you know about it? You have heard the name Pivlicino's before, and you are very fortunate that you were told that it was in Precinct 6. Because other than that, you know absolutely nothing.
I've literally only heard of this place once in my life. All right.
So you start heading your way down the promenade, and you wonder how you'll manage to find this place, and also find a way in to talk to Agris.
All right. First things first, gotta find this place. Second things second, gotta talk to this man.
Good job, good job. Tin Street. If the Transguild Promenade is the most important roadway in Ravnica, then Tin Street is a close second. Snaking its way through precincts 5, 6, and 1, Tin Street is home to many of the 10th District's cultural and commercial landmarks. Its length is lined with restaurants, shops, and theaters, and in Precinct 6, Tin Street is home to the Tin Street Market, the largest of its kind in the city. Against the backdrop of vendors hawking their wares, a tiefling woman saunters through the marketplace. Men and women alike turn their heads to get a better look at her as she passes, leaving a self-satisfied smirk on her face as she notices their attention. Rare, it's a night off for you this festival's eve. Rather than schedule a performance at one of the 10th District's many taverns and nightclubs, you chose to see where the night takes you. So far, it's led you here.
Wonder who I'm gonna meet today, because I'm just trying to have maybe a half good conversation with at least a half decent person out here.
Well, you are here in a marketplace full of stalls and vendors. Is there anything that you might be interested in shopping for? If you can't find it at Tin Street Market, you probably can't find it in the 10th District at all.
Just trying to gander, maybe find some trinkets to add to my collection. Not much.
Well, there are several jewelry vendors, and all of them appear to be trying their very, very best to get you to purchase some of their wares.
I stumble upon one stall that had kind of darker trinkets that had a little rustic vibe to it, and that's something that I tend to like to kind of accent my pale skin.
You look around at the wares in front of you. There are several gemstones. Give me an investigation check, please. You're disappointed to find that the jewels at this vendor are cheap costume level jewels, but their price says otherwise. You maybe get the sense that the person that you're talking to is more interested in scamming the tourists than actually making an honest living.
How dare you try to sell me some fake jewelry? Do you think I'm gonna perform with fake jewelry on me? Do you know what people would think about me?
Oh, my apologies, ma'am. My apologies. I expected that you would be more interested in some of our other pieces. I just hadn't laid them out yet.
Maybe show me. Rare kind of looks away while they do their thing. Try to look around, maybe see another vendor that maybe catch her eye.
He starts rummaging under the table, but as he does... No way. No way! A Viashino woman, barely more than a teenager, steps out of the crowd right in front of you. I can't believe it's you! I mean, I can. You totally look like you. I mean, no one else looks like you, with the horns and the tail and the... She trails off as she gestures at your various features, blushing.
Are you?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that. Could you speak a little louder?
Oh. Sorry. Who are you?
Oh, I am, like, your biggest fan. Honey! Honey, over here, honey! It's Rare Lamoth!
Wow, this is not a first. I look away, kind of embarrassed, but also trying to see who they're trying to get to their attention.
She lets out a little squee as she waves at somebody in a nearby stall, and an elven man wearing a Simic tabard comes over and puts his arm around the Viashino, staring at you mutely.
And you are?
Sorry, one moment. If that's any better. The woman starts up again. She's like, so are you like playing anywhere during the festival? You must be, right? Like, is there a better way to find out when your next show's gonna be? Because I never hear about them until after they're over.
Right now, just since the festival, I've been getting so many inquiries, I can't pick one, but Rare's trying to gather her thoughts, knowing she doesn't have anything lined up at the very moment, but trying to seem confident enough that she's trying to play off that she's busy.
Okay. You notice that her boyfriend, the elf, he's still watching you, but his gaze hasn't gone higher than your chest during the whole conversation.
Sir, if you're going to talk to me, maybe keep your eyes where my eyes are. It'd be easier to have a conversation with me.
He looks a little embarrassed and like looks up, like trying to look at your face, and the woman next to him sort of like glances over at her boyfriend's attention, and then like a dark expression sort of crosses her face. But she looks at you and she says, I saw you do a set at the Blushing Rose 2 months ago, and you were amazing. You are like so talented, and you just ah! She just sort of like skips in place, clapping her hands together.
Thank you. Calm down. It's kind of easy, but it's whatever. So did you want anything from me, or?
Oh no! Oh no! I'm bothering you, Orna. I'm bothering you. I just wanted to tell you that we are definitely going to see you the next time that you play. Right, honey? Honey? She notices that her boyfriend's attention has once again kind of gone back to your figure.
I think I think he's distracted, and I feel that I should just maybe get back to what I was doing. It was wonderful meeting you. If you want something, I got you. If you need me to tell you where my next show is, just try to catch me. I'll be around here.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. We got to get going. Bye. And she turns and she drags her boyfriend away from you, and he just sort of waves at you as he gets pulled into the crowd.
Gosh, I just feel so like looked at, but whatever. I'm like I'm the it girl here.
A voice emerges from just behind you. It's harsh and grating to your ears. You call yourself rare, it's no wonder you get treated like a piece of meat.
I mean, it's hard to kind of maybe get by that way, but it is what it is. We try to get by.
You recognize this foul-mouthed little imp. His name is Blim, and he's a regular performer at the jury review. His act seems to revolve around heckling the crowd until someone throws something at him.
Well, what did you get thrown at this time?
A piece of fish. Delicious.
You ate it?
What else would you do with it?
Throw it back.
I might. Jury sent me to find you. Said to tell you that he wants you to go out with him tonight. Someone he wants you to meet.
Usual, always asking me to go out with him, but who does he want me to meet this time?
Didn't tell me. Didn't ask.
Why wouldn't you ask? Something great information for you and for me.
None of my business.
Where's Jury at?
Oh, he's waiting for you at the review.
Maybe I should gander over there to see what he wants, but hopefully he doesn't try to do anything.
The imp cackles. Just like that? Gonna drop everything and dance to his tune? You must be pretty desperate. Is your act going that poorly?
It's poor, but the people are still throwing things at you. It's not like yours is any better.
But that's what I want.
That's what you think you want. So, maybe I should gander over, even though you think that I will bow down to him. I mean, I guess I need to gawk at me this time.
Well, he says he'll be waiting at the review for you, but with how late it is, you've probably already missed him.
Where could he be then, after being there so long?
Wouldn't know.
Is there somebody I can ask?
Jury.
All right. Well, this has gotten me too curious, and I'm too curious to know who he wants me to see. So I'll go see what Jury wants.
You know the jury review is fairly nearby, but you're gonna have to hustle if you want to get there.
I say my quick little goodbye, not even a goodbye at that, and try to stomp my way over to Jury.
The imp yells out, "That's right, scamper, scamper, the longer he waits, the angrier he'll be." The imp's
Whatever.
cackles follow you out of the market.
Where could he be? And hopefully I'll get there fast enough to ask him who he wants me to meet.
We'll find out if you get there in time, but I know you will try to make all haste. Second. Foundry Street. the living, beating heart of Ravnica. This working-class quarter is lined with forges and foundries where the products that fuel Ravnican commerce are built. The narrow alleys between the buildings are full of rugged laborers hurrying through their daily routines. Lounging around the main street, a scarred half-orc watches the bustling workers, a little voice inside his head wondering what it's like to make an honest living.
What's it like to be an honest man? I don't care. I just want to fight and drink and hump and grunt. As he takes a sip of a cup of meat.
The workers marching past you carrying steel beams and other equipment are occasionally glancing at you, sitting there, talking to no one in particular.
What are you looking at? You want to fight? I'm ready for a fight.
A couple of them kind of look like they want you to take you up on it, but their buddies grab hold of them and pull them away.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I could probably swing that bar still and you probably 1,500 meters beyond the road.
Everyone just moves around you, leaving you exactly where you are. You notice that there are a couple of Boros Wojeks down at one end of the street. They glance in your direction, but they kind of stick where they are. It doesn't seem like they have any interest in getting you to leave your spot.
I notice them and I start walking, stumbling towards them.
Okay. As you make your way towards the Boros, perhaps itching to prove yourself, you see the person that you're here to meet hustling down the street on quick little legs. He calls out to you as he approaches. Sludge! Sludge, my boy, are you excited? This is the night. It's finally here. All that training and rehearsal is going to pay off big time when you take on Dane tonight.
Dane? More like dead, am I right? Takes another sip of his mead.
Yeah, that's the right attitude. I'm really happy that you are not at all afraid of him, because you shouldn't be. Most people might be, but you, not you. You're Sludge. Sludge the Silencer.
Why should I be afraid of this dang guy? Is he so high and mighty? Is he so fearsome? He can't be more fearsome than me. Everyone has heard the name Sludge the Silencer. Am I right?
No one had heard the name Sludge the Silencer, but everyone had heard the name Dane Summer. Everyone who's tuned into Ravnica's social scene, that is. He's a gladiator, turned prize fighter, turned entertainer, a star whose shine just keeps on getting bigger and brighter. He's currently touring with the Mirthmakers, Ravnica's foremost performing troupe. The Mirthmakers are returning to the 10th District for the festival, and that means Dane is going back into the arena tonight. And you, Sludge the Silencer, are his featured opponent. Now listen up, because I have big news. Not only is Pivlicino's going to be completely packed to watch the fight, but I hear that Jury himself is going to be there. Do you know what it means if Jury takes a liking to you?
I don't really care. I'm more worried about this fight, and I'm going to be the judge, jury, and the executioner.
That's right. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If Jury hires us to perform at the review, We'll never want for coin again. Big crowds every night. Your name all over the city. Maybe you could be the next Dane Summer yourself.
That would be kind of nice. But I'm just more getting ready to think what I can do. Get on top of him, ride him around like a little pony before I break his little scrawny neck.
That's the attitude. Rajko reaches out as if to put his arm around your shoulder, but he's not nearly tall enough, so he settles for sort of awkwardly hugging your thigh.
I look down and I pick him up to make it less awkward.
There you go. You scoop him up and maybe like kind of settle him onto your shoulder, and he's speaking into your ear, although he's still doing it like top volume for some reason. He says, "I told you that if you stuck with Rajko, you'd be destined for big things. Now come with me. There's someone you gotta meet before the fight." He gives you a little ineffective shove to try to get you moving, and he points you in the direction of Precinct 4.
All right, I'll come, little parrot man. I put him down to my side, and we start going to the precinct 4.
He moves really fast, and you move really slow and unhurriedly. Nivix. The mages and scientists of the Izzet Combine call this place the Eyrie of the Firemind. It is here that Niv Mizzet, leader of the Izzet, has made his home for the past several centuries. The Elder Dragon is the oldest living being in Ravnica, outside of the ageless Matselesnia. He's the only dragon in the world, or at least the only sentient one. None deny his genius. His personal advancement of science and invention, in concert with the most brilliant thinkers of his guild, has directly led to the city's most breathtaking technologies. Aloof and reclusive, the great dragon has not left his roost in hundreds of years, communing only with the Ismagnus, his selected council of Izzet leaders. But the festival of the Guildpact is nigh, and for months the Izzet have been promising the people of Ravnica that they will finally, at long last, get to see a dragon. Oh, the music seems to be malfunctioning a bit. Is the music coming through for everybody else? It's kind of choppy.
Yeah, it's kind of choppy.
Yeah, it's kind of choppy.
I'll just pause it and go without it. Here, in the courtyard of the Eyrie, an old goblin uses his cane to hobble his way through the crowd of onlookers, unable to hold back a laugh as he realizes how he, in his own small way, has helped make that Izzet promise a reality. You there, Silk?
Yep.
As you try not to get run over by the throng of milling people, your mind flashes back to earlier this morning. Today wasn't just the day before the festival for you. Today was payday for your latest efforts. You were having breakfast at the Backwater Pub, waiting for your buyer to arrive. Yo, my man! Is it ready? 'Cause, I need it today.
Yeah. Don't you worry about it. We got this. We got your little doodads here working well for you. All right.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Obviously, you know how our exchanges go, as we have been in the past. You show your goods, I show our goods. We pass them along, and we move on with our day.
So, Javor, plops himself down on a stool opposite you, and he holds up a little pouch of coins, and he shakes it expectantly, and he kind of points down at the package on the table that you've got there. He's like, I gotta see it. I gotta see it first.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's like a little like wood box for that thing that you told me about.
Yeah, it can be whatever you wrapped it in. It could be paper wrapping or a box or whatever it is. It's sitting there in front of you.
Yeah, effectively, there's this little wooden box that he opens it up, and kind of wrapped in a piece of burlap within it is this piece of artifice that he said his name was Chakov?
Javor.
Javor. Oh, look, I know it was a little bit odd to work with this material, this metal, but just giving you a little warning. You understand that this thing might be a little toxic to work with.
Sweet. That thing looks badass. He reaches out, he runs his palm along the metallic surface. He's like, this is cadmium, right?
Mm-hmm. Finest bit, down to the absolute millimeter that you were looking for.
Oh, right on. Does it do anything cool? Maybe it's got like some secret poison compartment or spits out fire or something like that.
So let me just look at sir.
Am I there, or is this like prior?
You are not there. This is a flashback.
Okay. So I may have put a little, just a little bit of my fine touches to it, though. Now, if you watch just a little bit, and he pulls back on a little piece of that, the like filigree of the spine of the
tooth. The tooth. It's just the tooth.
Okay. Lost the. But yeah, he pulls back on that bit, and you watch as a little small opening pops open for it.
Whoa. Cool.
What you do with it, that's to your benefit. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't know what you may have the intentions for this for, other than just that followed the specs to the letter.
Javor tosses the money onto the table. It's the pouch has 50 gold in it, as agreed, and he like repackages the thing and like scoops it up. He says, "Yo, I gotta get back with this, but I'll catch you later, all right? Finals will be here in just a couple months."
Don't you worry about it. You know where to find me. You know how to get in contact. Any other projects you need helping with, I'll be here to help you out.
He sort of like salutes you, and then he stands up and he jogs off down the street. And now, yes?
This is at like a cafe or something, right?
Yeah, this was earlier this morning.
Yeah, so still taking a piece of the, counting through the coins in the purses, basically just going to hail one of the waitresses that are around and basically order something a little bit more on the finer part of the menu.
Yep, you are able to get some like a delectable omelet that contains real meat, something you do not get all that often here in Ravnica.
Perfect.
All right, now we're back to the present, and here in the Nivix courtyard, you have come to the realization of what Javor wanted that tooth for. You've actually been here for hours just marveling at the craftsmanship of this thing. It's got fully articulated wings, it's got a segmented tail, probably thousands of individually crafted moving parts. And there's your fang right there at the forefront of its open mouth. It's no Niv Mizzet, but to you, this might actually be better. But that's not the only reason you've been waiting here so long. Your friend, your business associate, has finally arrived with his loyal muscle. Silk, There you are. I've been looking all over this damn place for you. What are you doing all the way up here at the front of the crowd?
What
Whatever.
are you talking about? I'm enjoying my meal here.
No, we're
Yeah,
you
like,
finished that meal this morning. You're back now in the present time at dusk.
got it. All right, then he's this is at
You're here at Nivix in the courtyard, and you're checking out the dragon construct that the
Got it.
Izzet have unveiled today.
Yeah, just I gotta see where the pieces are that may have assisted with it. That's all.
Yeah, Rajko, he kind of like comes over to you and like holds out his hand to shake your hand, and behind him is this huge half orc that you are a little bit familiar with.
Silk would let out just like kind of a sharp whistle, like I don't build them like they used to. Huh? This one will definitely he'll definitely put up a good fight in the arena at the night. It seems. I think I recognize his name. It's something swamp. No, something mudge. No, sludge. Sludge. That's what his name is.
Raj, is this Dane? Is this Dane? You ready to fight? No, that's not Dane. He has 2 legs.
I still got 2 legs and kicking. I mean, if you count this cane, it's a third one. But no worries there. But good to meet your acquaintance, there, Sludge. I'm sure you'll put up a good entertainment value for tonight. He reaches out his hand to you.
I shake Silk's hand gingerly because I don't want to break his hand, but firmly to let him know I mean business. Oh, I don't care about Dane and the mirth makers. When I'm done with them, they'll be known as the dead No, I'm the dead maker. Yeah, that's why I am gonna be. You can notice the mead.
I'm just watching
wafting
the gears.
around.
I'm just watching the gears turn. It's just like perfect. I couldn't have said it better myself if I was in your shoes.
Rajko pulls out a leather purse from his pocket, and he passes it over to you, Silk. It feels pretty heavy in your hands. And he turns to Sludge, and he looks up at him, and he says, "Listen up, Sludge. This is very important. Silk is going to be placing all the bets for us tonight. Now, Dane expects that you're going to take the fall for him in round 4, see? That's what we agreed to, that once he does his backbreaker, you're going to get counted out. But Silk and me, we got a different plan. You got to get up and finish the round. Then in round 5, you let him take you out. He still gets his win, the crowd gets a nice little extra show, and we get paid out like bandits. You got it? Round 5. No sooner.
But don't break Horsey's legs.
Oh, you can pretend to break his legs. I mean, like, you're not going to actually break his legs, right? This guy's a big star, and you're just working your way up. You just got to put on a show.
Yeah, if you break it, like you don't want to go for don't break a leg of his, but if you break some fingers, you break an arm, a wrist, or something, that at least gets the crowd's blood pumping, gets them really agitated with it, and really want their headliner really try and go after you. Don't you worry.
Yeah, it's okay if you can mess him up a bit. You can mess him up a bit. It's all part of the act.
Okay, I can make him bleed. Sludge can make him bleed. Good, I'll rip out his innards and drink his blood in round 5. Got it, boss.
Sludge. No. He's still gonna win. He's gotta win. He's Dane Summer. Of course he's gonna win. He hasn't fought in like a year and a half. You think they're gonna have him come back and take a loss? No. You still gotta go down for him. But that's okay, man. That's okay. And I'll tell you why. Because remember, Jury is gonna be there. And if Jury likes your act, if he thinks that you got potential, then you're going to be fighting much bigger fights, and you're going to be the one that gets the win.
Oh. Jury is actually jury for me, even in loss.
Yeah, I bet
Exactly.
he's never heard that one before.
It's building that rapport. Sometimes that people like a bit of an underdog, that they don't expect them to start rising to the top. But once you start doing so, that's where those real prize pools start coming in at.
Yeah, have you never heard
Apparently
this?
no one has heard.
You never heard the story of Rocky? Rocky,
It's a
Rocky
half
the
a lie.
Rocky the Rock.
Why would someone tell a story about a rock?
Yeah,
It's small.
exactly,
Why
exactly.
wouldn't
You
it be
got
a
to start
boulder?
somewhere.
I prefer boulders.
Boulders. Okay, yeah. Maybe that could be one of your nicknames in the future. Sludge the Boulder. I like that. All right. I gotta get away from this thing. It's giving me the creeps. Let's get to Pivlicino so you can get in your costume.
Costume?
Yeah, costume. How else are you gonna build your brand?
Okay.
Rajko, Sludge, and Silk aren't the only ones to seek out the grand reveal of the great dragon construct. On the other side of the courtyard, Javor is bragging to Helio about his role in its construction. Yeah, man, they totally asked me to help make that. Like not the whole thing, of course, but still pretty sweet, right?
Sorry, is that me? What was? Sorry, can you repeat what you said?
You're in character already.
Yeah. What?
J-
What happened?
Javor says, "Yeah, they totally asked me to help make that dragon. Like not the whole thing, of course, but still pretty sweet, right?"
Yeah. Helio looks up. You did that?
I mean,
Huh.
it's not really important like how much of it each of us made. Like all of the Izzet get to share in this.
It looks like a dragon.
It does look like a dragon. That's right.
That's pretty cool. Did you make it out of like metal? What did you do here?
Yeah. Well, my piece is made out of cadmium.
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 Well, that's pretty cool, man. He takes another puff of his pipe out of his pipe. That's pretty cool. Where? Can I ride it?
Can you ride it? Can you ride it? You think that the great Niv Mizzet would let someone ride on his back?
I mean, look, Niv Mizzet is no can't. I lost my note. Niv Mizzet is no Matt Selesnya, you know.
Well,
I'm sure he'd like a little. I'm sure he'd like to give a little bit of a ride.
yeah, it would be totally cool if we could ride it, but I don't think they're going to let us do that. Maybe not today. Maybe later.
All right.
So,
Later?
from the open mouth of the construct, a booming voice fills the courtyard. It's tinny and it's a bit difficult to understand. Behold, mortals, the majesty of the Izzet Combine. I, the great Niv Mizzet, welcome you to this month-long celebration of the Guildpact. The dragon's head tilts back, and with a pressurized thunk sound, it launches a round metallic ball into the sky. The Izzet mages standing around the construct all gesture up into the air above the fountain, and the gaze of the crowd follows.
firework?
The metal ball flies up into the air, hangs there for a second, and then falls back into the courtyard. It smacks into the central fountain, hard enough to chip the marble, before bouncing and rolling along the floor, belching out a cloud of thick black smoke. Citizens jump out of the way. Helio, it's rolling straight towards you, glowing with an angry, magical energy.
Uh, uh, hold on. Hold on. Quickly, I cast resistance on myself, just in case I need to do a saving throw of some kind.
All right, you cast resistance. Do you have any other reaction?
I jump out of the way.
All right, make an acrobatics check, which will be hilarious.
Nice. Do I get the +4 or the plus D4 from the?
Your resistance takes effect. Yes, you had enough time to cast it and react.
Okay. What am I rolling here? I'm rolling athletics. You said.
Acrobatics.
Athletics. Okay.
If you have athletics, you could justify athletics instead. Your choice.
No. Acrobatics is better.
Okay.
See if that works. 12. No, wait, a 7.
I don't think that's a 12.
No.
All right. You had the presence of mind to cast the spell and try to get out of the way, but the plaza here is so crowded that there's like basically nowhere to go. There's people all around you. Just as the thing reaches you and Izzet Guildmage forces her way through the crowd, she aims a wand at the malfunctioning firework and she chants a quick spell. A torrent of water shoots forth, and it bathes the metal ball and several nearby people, you and Javor included. Javor looks at you and he just kind of shrugs.
Javor. Oh, God. Whew. Hi. Lights. You hear some matches light up.
Yeah, they're a little bit wet, so you have a difficulty getting them to strike, but you eventually manage it.
Oh, God. That was the scariest moment of my life. What are we gonna do now?
The dragon starts talking again. Sorry about that. This time it's easier for you to see that a group of people, mostly wearing Izzet sigils on their clothing, are standing in the doorway to Nivix, speaking into some sort of metal box that appears to be controlling the dragon's voice.
Oh, yeah. Is that? Ah, yes. I see. Now, can you not throw a flaming ball at me again, please? He yells at the guys using the box.
Your Loxodon voice is pretty powerful, but the crowd has enough commotion that you don't think your angry complaint really rose above all the rest of the angry complaints that are happening right now. The dragon starts talking again. Now I must depart, but you will be able to see me again tomorrow at... The voice sort of trails off into the sound of angry, indecipherable bickering. At Helio, you notice that one of the people in the group is a young Vidalcan woman, and she's wearing Orzhov robes. She's crossing her arms, tapping her feet impatiently, while staring at the primary speaker, who blanches a bit under her gaze. The voice resumes, low and emotionless. Materials for the construction of this project were donated to the Izzet Combine by Viscopa Bank. For all your fiscal needs, bank smart. Bank Viscopa.
Do I recognize that as being an Orzhov bank?
You do recognize Viscopa Bank. It is the largest bank here in the 10th District, and it sits in Precinct 1. It is right next to the Orzova Church that serves as their guild hall. The Vidalcan woman uncrosses her arms and she nods, satisfied. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Helio just kind of glares in their direction, not happy with the Orzov being there.
You hear a loud sigh come from the dragon, and the voice resumes. Now I must depart, but you will be able to see me again tomorrow at Rokirik Arena for the Clash of Champions. I will be here all month to celebrate this glorious festival with all of you. Farewell. There's some creaking.
Dragon guy.
There's some creaking, groaning sounds, and the metallic wings of the dragon begin to move. Several of the nearest citizens scream and jump back, trying to get away from the construct, starting a tiny stampede within the crowd. But enough people give space before anyone gets hurt. The Is-It mages, holding the box, are frantically pushing buttons and turning cranks as the wings flap faster. Helio, would you like to do anything?
I think Helio is just like amazed at what's going on above him, and he's really hoping he's going to see the dragon fly.
Yeah, Javor is fascinated as well. He's just staring at the construct as it kind of works itself up, flapping and flapping. And then suddenly it crouches, thrusting with its powerful legs as it takes off from the courtyard, and immediately slams back down against the flagstones, one of the wings smacking the ground with an audible crack. Smoke starts rising from the construct. Javor turns to you with a horrified look. Wait here, dude. He runs against the crowd as they're trying to flee. He pushes his way towards the dragon.
Helio just kind of tries to look nonchalant, like as if he didn't do anything, which he didn't do, but he wants to make sure that nobody thought he did anything. Especially those cops. Those darn cops.
I don't think anyone appears to be blaming you for the malfunction of the dragon.
Yeah, but Helio thinks that people think that he did.
He might think that. He might think that. Javor certainly seems a bit worried that he's going to get the blame for something. So he takes off and heads in that direction.
Yeah. Okay. Helio will follow at a very leisurely pace, so it doesn't look like he's with Javor.
Yeah, it looks like the crowd that's milling about, a lot of them are moving in the opposite direction, and Javor sort of nimbly slipped his way through there, but Helio's finding a bit more difficult. I assume he doesn't want to try to, knock people over just to fight his way towards the dragon.
No, he's more than happy. He's more than happy just to walk there slowly and slowly make progress towards Javor. Yeah.
So as some of the commotion begins to die down, your big floppy elephant ears pick up the sound of laughter from a nearby alleyway. You can't help but glance toward the sound.
What do I? Ooh. Oh, it's this guy.
A dark-skinned human man with thinning white hair is leaning against a building at the edge of the courtyard. He's staring out at the malfunctioning dragon. He's wearing a wrinkled mail surcoat with the Boros insignia on the front. You recognize immediately that he is a Wojek, a member of Ravnica's constabulary. He's got a dark bottle in his hand and faint tears of amusement streaming from his eyes.
Helio walks up to him.
Hang on a moment.
Sure.
Hang on a moment. Chris? Are you there?
I'm here.
Are you ready? That was your cue.
Okay. my Q4.
You remember the conversation I sent you that you're going to help me with?
This isn't funny. I came to you for help, not to get laughed at.
A fair human woman is talking to the Wojek. She has a pained expression on her face and is gesturing wildly to accentuate her words. She is also wearing a suit of Boros armor, but hers marks her as a member of the army. The man wipes the tears from his eyes, holding up his hands to mollify the woman. Okay, Maliva, okay. Wasn't laughing at you, was just... He sort of points his finger towards the smoking dragon, and he starts laughing again.
My grandfather was an idiot then. He told me Argus Kos was the one person he could always rely on, and that if I was ever in trouble, I should get your help. But I never thought you'd turn into this.
She sort of gestures angrily at Agris, and Agris, sounding a bit hurt, Hey, your grandfather was a good man. He wasn't no idiot. Look, whatever's wrong, we can fix it together. You and me. Which was...
The mirth makers were supposed to return today to the 10th district, but they never arrived. We got word that their caravan was attacked by Gruul bandits. They're not coming. They might all be dead.
The woman gestures with a piece of parchment that she's holding in her hands. Agris responds, Okay, so some actors are going to miss the festival. What's the problem again?
They aren't just some actors. They're our actors for tomorrow. The Firemains put our regiment in charge of preparations for the Clash of Champions, and we hired the mirth makers to play the speaking roles. Now they won't be here, and we can't put on the Clash of Champions without them. And Commander Vida told me to figure out how to fix it.
Look, if you need actors, I know exactly who to talk to. Come on, we go there right now. Everything's gonna be just fine. Agris puts his arm around Maliva's shoulders, and the two of them walk down the alley and out of sight. Helio, you notice that Javor has somehow made his way back to you. You were a little focused on the conversation, and you didn't see him approach. Bruh, we need to get going. I'm sure they've got everything under control here.
Helio jumps when he starts talking. Ah! Oh, yeah. Let's go. That was mirth makers. All right, mirth makers. Where are we going again?
To Pivlicino's for the fight!
All right, Pivlicino's for the fight. Yeah, let's go. I'm excited. That'll be fun.
All right. Javor, his irrepressible optimism back, starts skipping his way out of the courtyard and leads you off towards Precinct 6. And that is where we are going to wrap up our session for tonight.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Yay! Great
What
first
a
session.
cliffhanger. I was like, let's keep going.
That was
This
really
is so-
fun.
Yeah,
We
this
can
is
keep
super
going.
fun.
No, that is as far as we can go tonight.
Yeah,
The
that's
Lakers are
a...
scared. They don't want to face Sludge.
I
They're gonna be rip
like
bozos.
I feel like Sledge's pick of like his punchline. Am I right?
right.
Am I right?
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
I think Sledge is going to have a fan club.
Ah, shoot.
Yeah, you won't be the only celeb there.
Right,
The
right.
Sludge- My fan gloves will be called the Sludgies.
Oh
my
my gosh.
God.
Will you think of a better name?
Between Rare and and Sludge, we're not going to be able to go anywhere without people chasing after us.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to constantly be in disguises.
Yeah, a 6'6", 250-pound half orc wearing like fake glasses and a huge nose.
Pony. You can be a pony.
I think it still work.
What I DM Dutch Gab and I said when we're walking away, I should have said I turned around and I looked at that dragon construct. I'm like, boss, is this Dane? And then, no.
Gonna afford that.
You got 4
Oh
days.
my gosh.
So I know I covered a lot tonight. I'd like to kind of open the floor for questions if anyone has any that can be answered in the time that we have left.
No, I think with my storyline, I know how it's going to go. I don't know if it's really going to happen or if it's going to be like, what's that one Guy Ritchie film? Was it Snatch with Brad Pitt?
Snatch, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
I do like Snatch.
Watch the movie.
I think Brad Pitt, he screws it over so he can get the money or something. I haven't seen.
Yeah, they held the fight, but like he was like supposed to take a dive, and instead he just knocks out the other character with like one punch.
Oh,
More
shit.
than once.
Yeah, I think it happens like twice over the course of the film.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I just haven't seen it in a while.
It's Shakespearean. It's not quite as good as The Departed, but it's pretty darn good.
All right, if no one has any in-character questions, I'm going to stop the recording and the stream now, but we can hang out a bit and talk about it, because I'd love to get some feedback.
Yeah, let us know when you stop recording.
All right. Ending stream now.